Hello, hockey fans. Well, Koskinen sure didn't have a good night, did he? Edmonton, unbelievable. I almost thought I wasn't even going to hit the under 6.5. Thankfully, I hit that. That was the only wager that I hit. Philly lost. Edmonton lost. The two W's, Winnipeg, Washington, both lost. Yeah, the under was the only one. So glad that day's over. Let's move on. I'll post the results tomorrow. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm too tired. But Friday, January 21st, 2022, there are 8 games on the board. First one, Metropolitan Division matchup. The New York Rangers against Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina has Frederik Andersen listed to be in net. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. Current 2-game winning streak. The Rangers 7-3-0 in their last 10. Current 3-game winning streak. Igor Shesterkin listed to be in net. And what a game to start the slate. I mean, 2 of the top teams in the division, 2 top teams in the league. Carolina's last game was when they ended Boston's winning streak. Tuesday, the Canes won 7-1 over the Bruins. A big first period when they scored 5. 2 of 3 with the man advantage. Canes have the highest point percentage in the division now and a home record of 12-4-1. When you look at their last 10, the only real red flag was a game where they did not show up and lost 6-0 to Columbus on January 13th, and Frederik Andersen was in net that game, although 2 solid bounce-back performances since. The New York Rangers also on a winning streak, which sits at 3, last played Wednesday when they doubled up the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-3, a game where they were the dogs. Toronto was heavily favored there. But it was 3-1 after the first period, but the second and third, all Rangers. They lit the goal light, and they lit it 5 times. Ryan Reeves and Adam Fox, both with a pair. Ryan Strome, Chris Kreider also finding the twine. Zibanejad and Panarin, they couldn't get the goals, but they definitely had helpers, both with a couple. Shesterkin stopped 35 of 38 in the game. Another solid performance by the netminder. First time these teams facing each other, they will play 4 times this season. All-time Rangers lead the matchup 37-16, although Carolina has won the last 3 times that they've met. If you look at common opponents, the Rangers have won 66% and the Canes 61%, so pretty balanced there. On the money line, plus 140 or 2.4 for New York, minus 160 or 1.62 for Carolina, over-under set at 5.5. I'm going to go visiting dog to start the day. I'm going to go the New York Rangers to win game 1, and that's going to be an exciting game. I'm definitely going to watch part of that one. We have another Metropolitan Division matchup here. Couple teams on back-to-back, Pittsburgh and Columbus. Columbus 4-6-0 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. Korpisalo listed to be in net for the Blue Jackets. Pittsburgh has Casey DeSmith listed to be between the pipes. They're 8-2-0 in their last 10, current 3-game winning streak. Both teams, like I mentioned, playing back-to-back tail end here. Columbus took the lead and kept it, winning a close one against Philadelphia, 2-1. Bjorkstrand and Laney with goals for the Blue Jackets. Mers Licken stopping 33 of 34 at .971 save percentage. Great job. Blue Jackets continue their streaky play yet. This game against the Flyers, I thought, was a pretty good, well-played, complete game for Columbus. If they could play every game like that, they'd have a much better record, that's for sure. Korpisalo, he'll be looking to get the nod here and will look to improve his season, which has not been great. 4-7-0 record with a 3.95 goals against average and a .882 save percentage. And going against Pittsburgh, which I think it's going to be a pretty good goalie matchup because Casey DeSmith, his record's not that great either. Pittsburgh now 3rd in the division, making a move on Washington, who they are tied with now at 53 points. Playing Ottawa Thursday night here, and lots of goals. Ended up as a 10 goals in the game, 6-4 final for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was up 5-1. Ottawa rallied, brought it close to 5-4, but then Gensel with an empty net tally, and the game was over. Hard-fought battle. There were 77 shots registered between teams and 101 hits. So yeah, a hard, heavy-hitting game. First of four between these teams. Like I mentioned, I think it's a good goalie matchup here. Both of them are going to be looking to turn their numbers around. Money line, Pittsburgh obviously favored because of the way they're rolling. Minus 180 or 1.55. Over under set at 6. Plus 160 or 2.6 for Columbus at home. I'm going to take the Blue Jackets at home to upset Pittsburgh. Home team, that's going to be my pick. Third game, Dallas against Detroit. Detroit 4-4-2 in their last 10. Current 2-game winning streak. Nedeljkovic listed to be in net for the Red Wings. Dallas has Jake Ottinger listed to be in net here. Hopefully he won't get pulled this game. 6-4-0 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. The Red Wings with another sign of hope with a 2-game winning streak. They continue to climb over that 500 mark. They're just over it. In 5th spot in the Atlantic with 41 points. Monday, their last game against Buffalo, a battled match that was determined in overtime, 3-2 final for Detroit on a goal by Dylan Larkin, his second in the game. He also was the one who tied the game in the third. No quit for Detroit, right? I mean, they trailed for most of the game. Beginning of back-to-back here, they play Nashville on Saturday and then play in Dallas. Dallas finding a W Thursday night, a comeback 5-4 victory over Buffalo. Tyler Seguin and Jason Robertson both finding the twine twice. Rope Hintz with a power play goal. Holtby was in net, and good thing he had some support because he only stopped 20 of 24, a .833 save percentage. Not good enough. 4 or 5 goals the Stars had were on the power play. Dallas has lost 3 straight before this victory. This concludes play between these teams. They met once before November 16th when Dallas ended up winning that game 5-2. Money line minus 120 or 1.83 for the visiting Dallas team. The home team Detroit an even plus 100 or an even 2 over under set at 5.5. I'm going the home team Detroit to win the game. Game 4, we got Arizona against the New York Islanders. Islanders 7-2-1 in their last 10, current 2-game winning streak. Sorokin listed to be in net for the Islanders. Arizona has Karl Vejmelka listed to be in net. They're 5-3-2 in their last 10. Current 2-game winning streak. New York's still in last place in the Metropolitan, but I don't think for much longer. Last play Tuesday when they won 4-3 in a shootout over Philadelphia. New York now 6-1-1 in their last 8. The shootout was determined in the 9th round on a goal from Oliver Wahlstrom. Robin Salo, notching his first NHL career goal. Islanders with the least amount of games played, sitting at only 32 games in. Beginning of a back-to-back here. New York, who play Toronto on Saturday. Islanders are playing nice, strong hockey right now, quietly, right? I mean, no one pays much attention because of where they sit, but they're going to be climbing here. You got to know that. Arizona, they're having their best month of the season so far. Current record sits 4-3-1 in January on a current 2-game winning streak. Played last on Wednesday, a 4-1 victory over New Jersey. The Coyotes were outshot 36-17, yet only gave up a goal when down a man. A solid performance again by Vejmelka. Arizona also on the front end of back-to-back. They both play New York teams this weekend. The Rangers on Saturday. Islanders here, then the Rangers on Saturday. Another series that gets wrapped up. Met once back October. It was a 3-0 win for the Islanders. Islanders are a little healthier in this matchup, I think. I think lots of goals in this game. Money line plus 220 or 3.2 for the visiting dog Arizona. Islanders favored minus 270 or 1.37. Over under set at 5.5, which I like the over, which pays 2.05 or plus 105. I like the Islanders to win the game and for that game to go over. That's my pick. Next one, we got a Central Division matchup. Number 5, Minnesota against Chicago. Chicago 4-3-3 in their last 10 with an overtime decision. Marc-Andre Fleury listed to be in net. Minnesota, I think it'll be Capo Kokkonen. Cam Talbot could be back, I'm not sure. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10 with an overtime decision. The last game that the Hawks played was Monday against Seattle Kraken. That went into a shootout. Chicago taking the loss with a 3-2 final. Marc-Andre Fleury with another Replay, real save. I mean, it's going to be talked about for sure in the media. 1 of 35 that he made. They were 1 for 5 with the man advantage and perfect on the penalty kill. Patrick Kane now with an 8-game point streak going. And then playing Minnesota, 4th in the Central with 47 points and the least amount of games played, sitting at 35. Last one, Monday, was a battle in Colorado where the Wild won a point but took a 4-3 loss in a shootout. Kevin Fiala, Kirill Kaprizov with 2 in that game. Capel, he played a great game that time, stopping 35 of 38. It was a good fought battle. I mean, those were 2 good teams, right? Minnesota and Colorado. That was a great match. Chicago and Minnesota will play each other again Saturday night. So playing back-to-back each other here. This is a first of a 4-game series between these 2 teams. Teams met twice in preseason. 5-1 for Chicago, 1 game, 3-2 for Minnesota, the other. Historically, it says that you should bet on the under here, but I think with the Wild sitting 3rd in goals for, I'm going to stay away from that. Minnesota should get 4 important division points this weekend. I see them winning both games. Money line minus 145 or 1.68 for Minnesota. Over under set at 5.5. Chicago plus 125 or 2.25. I like Minnesota to win that game. Next one, we got Florida against Vancouver. Vancouver 6-3-1 in their last 10. Current 2-game winning streak. Thatcher Demko listed to be a net, but obviously that's changing. It's being talked about right now. Florida has Spencer Knight listed to be a net. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10. Current 1-game winning streak. Vancouver back home after a tough road trip, ending it with 2 wins. Impressive, very impressive. Last one Tuesday when they won 3-1 in Nashville. Demko a star again between the pipes in that game. No pucks finding the back of the net. When it was 5-on-5, stopped 31 of 32. Big news, obviously, like I just mentioned in the media, both Thatcher Demko and their top points guy, JT Miller, with 39 points on the season, both in COVID protocol. Will they get lucky and get some negative tests tomorrow? Possibly, but we won't know until tomorrow. Yeah. Tough news for Vancouver, right? Because I know that I was listening to the coach. I mean, he's got that attitude where, you know, it's an opportunity for guys to step up and play. And I get that, but Thatcher Demko has been a big reason to their success. There's no other way to look at that. Playing Florida on the tail end of back-to-back Thursday, they handed Edmonton an embarrassing 6-0 loss. Quite the bounce back after a 5-1 loss to Calgary on Tuesday. Another goalie in the spotlight, Bobrovsky, I mean, stellar with a 40-save shutout. Alexander Barkov opened the game. Panthers strong on the power play. They were 3 for 5. Panthers, they sit first in the Atlantic, tied with Tampa at 59 points. Florida now the strongest positive goal differential in the league at plus 49. Crazy team, right? Teams met on January 11th of this year. Florida won that game 5-2, and this will be the last game between the two in the regular season. The January 11th game was the first regulation loss that the Canucks were handed after, under the new coach, Bruce Boudreau. With Demko and Halak both in COVID protocol now and unable to mind the net, I think you're going to see Spencer Martin possibly get the nod and make his debut for Vancouver. Tough. Money line minus 165 or 1.6 for Florida, plus 145 or 2.45 for the Canucks. Over under set at 6.5. Again, that 6.5 number, I mean, it's tough, especially not knowing what's going on with Vancouver. I almost kind of want to look at the over here, but I'm probably going to stay away because I just don't know what's going on. And I'd like Vancouver to upset Florida here. And again, without Demko, I mean, is this Spencer Martin guy going to step up and find some magic? Yeah, possibly. I mean, it would be awesome. I am going to call that upset. I'm going to go Vancouver. Hopefully, we'll get some negative tests in the morning. But Vancouver to upset Florida, which will be tough. Really tough. But anything's possible. Number 7, Tampa against Anaheim. Anaheim has John Gibson listed to be in net. They're 2-7-1 in their last 10, 4-game losing streak. Tampa has Andrei Vasilevsky listed to be between the pipes. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10, current 4-game winning streak. Anaheim continues to slide. Wednesday, a 2-0 loss to Colorado. Even though a loss, I felt like the Ducks showed up and played a great game against one of the league's best with a depleted roster, right? I mean, Anaheim's hurting. They've got quite a few bodies out. The Ducks have been held off the scoreboard in the last 120 minutes of play. They have been outscored 16-4 in these last 4 losses. Gibson's return, that Colorado game, I mean, he looked great. I mean, it was a good outing. I mean, he stopped 26-27. And Anaheim could have Sonny Milano back in the lineup for this game. That's a possibility. Troy Terry, maybe, but I don't think so. And it's another huge challenge. I mean, you're playing Tampa, the defending champs. Yeah, who last played Thursday, a 6-4 win over the LA Kings. Kucherov now with a 4-game point streak since he's been back, logging 9 points in his last 4 games played. The Bolts second in the league, right behind first place Florida, both of them with 59 points. Road record strong at 13-5-2. And another team, beginning a back-to-back. They play San Jose on Saturday. First the 2 between these clubs, and if you look at the points percentage, Anaheim's slide is worse than even their standings in as far as points go, but they're in 5th if you look at points percentage right now. Also a -2 goal differential. So with Tampa even being healthier, I think you got to look at the favorite here. -230 or 1.43 for Tampa, +190 or 2.9 for Anaheim. Over under set at 6. I think you got to go the favorite here. The visiting favorite, Tampa, to win that game. Last one, we've got St. Louis against Seattle. Seattle 2-7-1 in their last 10, current 2-game winning streak. I think Chris Driedger is going to get the nod here. I mean, Grubauer could get the nod. I know he just played, but it wasn't a very active game for him, and he played well. But I think Chris will get the nod. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll find out tomorrow. St. Louis, Jordan Binnington listed to be in net. They're 7-3-0 in their last 10. Current 1-game winning streak. Seattle wins their 2nd straight Thursday here. A 3-2 win over San Jose. Grubauer stopping 23 of 25, a .92 save percentage, and looking better. I like seeing Grubauer play some better hockey. Seattle could not convert when up a man, and they gave up when down a man, yet still found the W, which is awesome. Tail end of back-to-back and playing a tough St. Louis team and Florida on Sunday. Some tough hockey here for Seattle after these 2 wins. St. Louis played Monday when they defeated Nashville 5-3. Blues down 2-0 in the first, but rallied back and came away with 2 points. Braden Shen with a pair of goals and a couple helpers, his first game back from COVID. Barbashev also with 2 goals and 2 assists. It's becoming a common theme, right? The Blues come back, rally back from behind and get the W's. Blues putting up a solid season. Reaching the halfway point. They're 2nd in the power play, 6th in the penalty kill, 5th in goals for, 8 in goals against. Just doing some nice hockey. Teams met a week ago when St. Louis edged out a 2-1 victory. This is the 2nd of 3 games. Moneyline -180 or 1.55 for St. Louis. Over-under set at 5.5. Seattle +160 or 2.6. You got to go the visiting favorite there, St. Louis, to win that game. I'm going to make my best bet. I'm going to go Minnesota, 5 there. I'm going to do 1 parlay, and that's just St. Louis and Minnesota, 2-2-2. I'm going to do a solo bet on Detroit for 3, and then I'm going to go the Arizona Islanders game over 5.5, and I'll do 3 there as well. Regular picks. St. Louis over Seattle, Tampa over Anaheim, Vancouver over Florida, Minnesota over Chicago, the Islanders over Arizona, Detroit over Dallas, Columbus over Pittsburgh, the Rangers over Carolina. Hope everyone has a great Friday, the start of the weekend, or anyway, by the end of the day, by the time hockey starts, the weekend starts. Good luck with your picks. Thanks for watching. Take care.